sweetheart, it's time for bed.
Do I have to, Mama?
Just listen to your mother, dear.
But who's tucking you in?
The wolf?
No.
The bear?
No.
My nanny! Yay!
Up we go.
Faster, faster, your train, your train!
Tacy Armstrong, now straight into bed and no more nonsense.
Oh, all right.
Close your eyes. Good night.
Who are you? Go away! Nanny!
Come with me, little girl.
No, I won't! Mama! Daddy!
Good evening. The story you're about to witness is one of romance and tragedy, primal murder, and the urge for revenge. What better way to spend a pleasant evening together? From the beginning, it was an odyssey of deception and trickery. One minute, I could see the light like the beam of a train engine as it passed. The next minute, all was darkness, and the thread that I pulled came away on my fingers and led to nothing. I believe it was the greatest case of my career, but who am I to say? Modesty forbids it. It was certainly the most difficult I've ever encountered, and it made me question the very deepest values I've held since I was a young man. It all began in the exotic city of Istanbul. I planned to vacation there for several days following a trying case that was on my nerves, but things began changing the moment I stepped into the dining room of the world-famous Tocatlian Hotel, where the enormity of the prices was matched only by the self-esteem of the waiters. My name, incidentally, is Hercule Poirot, and I'm a detective.
This way, monsieur. I have a beautiful table that I'm sure you will enjoy. It is monsieur's first time in Istanbul?
That is correct. How did you know?
Oh, I have my ways, my little observations. In this business, one has to be a famous detective, like that famous Poirot fellow who comes from France.
I believe he is Belgian.
Oh, no, he comes from France. I know him personally. Your table, monsieur.
Merci.
James, at last, where have you been?
Oh, not that late, Emma.
Of course you are, you're always late, and I was terrified when you were going to miss this train.
I was just exploring a bit. Never been to Istanbul before, and I quite adore all of this Eastern nonsense.
Oh, I don't. I'm ready to leave and get this all behind us.
I wish the hell this was behind you. You deserve better, you know.
Not here. No one should see us like this. Besides, I think we're being observed by that funny little man over there.
Why, him? He's just some damn foreigner. Probably doesn't even speak English good.
Can we order? I'm starving.
Not here. No. I know a place right around the corner that's got food 10 times as better.
Okay, but we cannot be late for this train, James. We must not miss it.
We won't be late, I promise now. Hurry up and let's go.
You, waiter. You did such a nice job. I left you a little something extra because of it. Excuse me, young man. Are you an American?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I can tell by your passport on the table. You know, we have to stick together, especially in a place like this. I mean, I can't even read half the things on the menu. What's a fa-la-la-la-la-la falafel? I mean, I've been seeing them on the streets and look like you can play hockey with them.
I believe they're made of fried chickpeas.
Well, there you go. Some people will fry anything. I don't mean to snoop, but I noticed your ticket on the table. Do you know if they're providing a bus back to the station?
No, but I believe the hotel has a private car.
Well, don't you worry, I'll find out for us. As they say in the Bible, if Moses doesn't know, ask the concierge. Well, I better be going. I think I'm annoying that odd little man over there with that silly mustache. I don't even think it's real.
I hope the food at this humble establishment is up to your usual standards.
What is this? Oh, mon Dieu, it is Monsieur Bou!
My friend.
But what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? I live here. This is my city.
Of course, I'm a fool.
I run Wagon Lit, the greatest train company in the entire world. The central office is in this hotel. Garçon, this meal is on me. Please charge my office.
Oh, no.
Ah, oui. It will give me pleasure. You are my guest here. Now, tell me what you are doing here. You are solving a crime, eh?
No, I did that last week in Syria. It was a bad affair. An army officer, a missing Czech, a beautiful woman, but it did not end well. The man was guilty, that was certain, but perhaps because I pressed the man too hard to admit his guilt. It was unfortunate in the extreme. And yet I believe I did nothing wrong.
Of course you did nothing wrong. If you break the law, you must pay us a price. This is what you have always told me.
It is what I live by.
Now tell me, are you staying here at the hotel?
I was hoping to, huh? I was going to play the tourist, but at the desk there was a telegram from Scotland Yard begging me to return at once. So I have asked the concierge to give me a ticket tonight on your famous Orient Express.
There will be no problem, and the best news is, I will be joining you. I go to La Suite tonight on business.
C'est magnifique.
Pardon, messieurs, but the concierge says to tell you that there are no more first-class tickets for the express tonight. It is sold out.
Hans, no, this is my train. It is never sold out this time of year.
It must be a party or a convention, perhaps.
Well, you tell the concierge to find a berth for Monsieur Poirot. He is my personal friend.
But monsieur.
The number 7 is always held in reserve. Now, please go tell him.
Right away, monsieur.
Merci.
It is nothing, a gesture. Now, you see this menu? Throw it away. Tonight we shall sit in the train together, just like old times, and we will dine like kings.
The food on the train, it is edible?
Monsieur Poirot, you stab me in the heart. I am writhing on the ground at your feet. This is no mere train that will carry you tonight. It is a legend. It runs like no other vehicle on the earth. Its fittings are from Paris, its paneling from Rome, its plates from Venice, the taps are from New York. It's the best food, it's the best beds, it's the best pillows, it's the best feathers inside the pillows. It is poetry on wheels, and Lord Byron himself could not have written it any better. Now prepare yourself, monsieur, for in 1 hour I will meet you at the platform for the Orient Express.
Mesdames et messieurs, Orient Express partira dans 20 minutes du car le métro 10. Veuillez faire attention aux marchandises, soyez prudents et bon voyage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orient Express depart in 20 minutes from the platform 10. Please watch your step and have a safe trip.
Greta, please put those suitcases down. You make me crazy.
No, princess, do not have concern. They are not so heavy as they look, I am sure.
They are very heavy.
Princess Dragomirov, how lovely to see you. Please, let me help you, madame.
It is mademoiselle. I am not married, except to God Almighty who lives in heaven.
Greta, please, not now. This Greta Olsen.
I am a missionary, and I work in Africa with little babies.
I have agreed to pay her way. She will accompany me on my trip to Paris.
But your usual companion, Miss Schmidt?
She is very sick.
The doctor's calling it cardiac event, but she is German, so it is not likely to slow her down.
I will pray for Miss Schmidt, and God will protect her.
Okay, that is enough. Now, we must get on the train.
You are in compartment 11, Princess, as usual. And Miss Olsen, you will be sharing with Miss Mary Debenham in compartment 4.
I missed them.
Mademoiselle, you would be sharing with Miss Olsen here.
I will do my very best, so I am not disturbing you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Hector?
Here, sir. I'm right here.
Is the luggage ready?
Yes, sir. And I was checking for any mail that might have came in overnight. That came in.
Damn it!
I know it's bad, like prepare to die.
Will you keep your voice down?
But you should call the police.
It's none of their business.
But this is serious. This is the third one you've got this week. I mean, it's good that you have your gun.
Shut up!
Excuse me, could you direct me to compartment number 7, please?
Compartment 7, monsieur? I believe there must be some mistake.
Let us hope not. I must get to London by the end of the week. My name is Hercule Poirot.
Hercule Poirot? The detective?
Hercule Poirot, I've heard of you. You're famous.
Is he?
Name's Samuel Ratchet, Import-Exports. I might have a business proposition for you.
I'm afraid I'm on vacation, monsieur.
Ah, you'll change your mind when you hear the price, eh?
Monsieur Ratchet, you're in compartment 2.
I know where I'm going. We'll talk inside.
Monsieur Poirot, you have beat me to the gate. You have met Michel? He is from Paris. He is the greatest train conductor in the company.
Oh, merci, monsieur. But your friend says that he's in compartment 7. But I'm afraid it is taken. Indeed, the entire first-class coach is full.
This is incredible.
I know. Arthur Wilbur likes to travel tonight.
You will put him in number 1, please. It is my personal compartment. I will find something in one of the other carriages.
No, I cannot take your bed, mon ami.
Ah, oui, it is done. Michel, you will make the arrangements.
I am in your debt.
And Michel, have all the passengers checked in with you?
Not yet. We are waiting for a Mrs. Hubbard and the Count and Countess Andrei.
Ah, I hear that the Countess is one of the greatest beauties of Europe. Hungarian, once a commoner, studied to become a doctor, and once she married the Count, she became royalty.
Oh, I see her coming.
Countess Alea Andrani, welcome. I am Book of Quagalit.
I'm delighted to meet you.
Your reputation precedes you. Now, may I present my friend, Monsieur Hercule Poirot?
The famous detective. That has been wonderful. I've read about you in the papers, monsieur, and I admire you greatly.
Onyon kedves,
Izachi Kashak.
nonon vendik.
You speak Hungarian beautifully.
Not as well as you speak English.
Can I help you with your bag, Countess?
Oh, no. It is nothing at all.
And your husband, the Count, is he coming?
Alas, he cannot come with me on this trip. But since I am visiting my mother, it all works out. He does not like her. Monsieur Poirot, I look forward to hearing about her wonderful adventures.
I look forward to telling you about them.
Compartment 12, Countess.
I think you are in love, my friend.
I will not discount this possibility.
Well, is this the great Orient Express I keep hearing about? Doesn't look like much, at least from where I'm standing.
Are you Mrs. Hubbard?
Yes, Miss Helen Caroline Peabody Wolfson Van Pelt Hubbard, if you please, from the beautiful garden state of Minnesota. You know, my first husband, Mr. Peabody, he was a wonderful man, wonderful soul, but poor thing had no talent for longevity. Well, I shouldn't say poor. He did quite nicely for himself, thank you very much. My second husband, who I loved dearly, loved all the ladies. So I traded up and I got a Van Pelt. Then I found him in bed with a redhead, did his nails from Waldorf. And then I like to say I found Mr. Hubbard. I call him my white knight. He saved me from a boring life of watery cocktails and bridge games at the Minneapolis Country Club.
And is Mr. Hubbard joining you?
No, Mr. Hubbard is not joining me. We traveled once together and he said it raised his blood pressure. I don't know why. Do you like to travel?
I travel every day.
Oh, we should exchange notes sometime.
Compartment 3.
Is that yours or mine?
Yours, Countess.
I hope it's comfy.
I haven't had that complaint, madame.
I bet you haven't.
She is quite the character.
They're all characters. If I were Balzac, I would write a novel about each of them.
And just think, for 3 days they are brought together in the closest of quarters, eating and sleeping under a single roof.
And then as the end of their journeys, they part ways, never to see each other again.
Unless
what?
Unless there is an accident or something fatal occurs.
No, why do you say such a thing?
Forgive me, it is my business. I sense that something is wrong. There is a tension among these passengers of yours. One of them does not fit in. It makes me frightened.
No more business. Tonight you will succumb to nothing but pleasure and prepare for the most memorable journey of your entire life.
Well, if this ain't the bee's knees, I think I'll stay here for good.
Please, this way and watch your step.
Holy cows, that's snowing out there.
We get a lot of it this time of year, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Last year, it snowed for 7 days.
7 days? I hope there was liquor on board.
There's always plenty.
Oh, well, now I can breathe easily. Don't get me wrong, I do eat solid foods as long as they're soaked in bourbon. Oh, as they say in the movies, lead on, McTuff.
Greta, keep up. You must keep up. We have to get settled before train starts moving.
Princess, I must confess to you, I am not liking trains since I am a little girl. They are feeling very tight to me, like clothing that is wrong size and is squeezing my bosom. Oh, may God forgive me.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Trains are wonderful.
I am also not liking the strangers and the clickety-clackety. But we will be sitting next to each other, yeah? Oh, that part is good. One time, I am on train, and there is noises and crying and animals and... And I look up from my book, and sitting there next to me is Old Goat. It's true, Old Goat. He is like my companion. And on this trip we are taking together right now, it won't be so different, yeah?
Mr. Poirot, I would like to discuss that business proposition I mentioned earlier.
I'm afraid that it's not a good time.
I'd only take a minute. Have a seat.
I'm afraid I can...
Sit down.
Eh bien? Proceed.
I have a job I want you to take on for me.
I take on a few new cases.
You'll take on this one, I guarantee it.
And why is that?
So we're talking about a lot of money here. I have an enemy.
I would guess that you have several enemies.
What's that supposed to mean?
You are successful, n'est-ce pas? Successful people have many enemies.
Right. That's it. See, I've been receiving some threatening letters lately, and I need an extra pair of eyes to do some snooping. Isn't that what you do? Snooping? Of course, I can take care of it myself, but I'll pay you $5,000.
No.
10,000 for just a few days of work.
I am not for sale, monsieur. I've been very fortunate in my career, and I now only take such cases as interest me. And frankly, you don't interest me.
You want me to grovel? Is that it?
I want nothing, monsieur, except to leave.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Hey, you're that countess, aren't you?
That is correct.
Well, you're awful pretty. And from what I understand, you started out as a commoner, just like the rest of us.
That is also correct.
Does that mean you have a drink with me?
I am married, monsieur. My husband is having business elsewhere. Now, please excuse me.
Not so fast.
Move out of the way, please.
Hey, don't get all high and mighty about this.
If you do not move the second, I will scream.
Listen, you said you're unattached at the moment, and we're on a train, so who the hell's gonna know what happens to some two-bit piece of...
Stay away from me.
Mr. Ratchet, I was looking for you. I see your wine next to your bag.
Shut up, Hector!
My friends, I hope you're enjoying yourselves and settling in all right. It won't be long now until the journey... Not long at all. The journey begins. I wish you both good luck and Godspeed.
Hello? Hello?
Oui, madame?
Michelle, can you please bring me a bourbon? Put it on the rocks. What? The tap one is terrible. And Michelle, can you please bring me some nibbles?
Nibbles, madame?
Yes, yummies, munchies. Anything to snack on while I drink my bourbon.
You mean like crisps, madame?
Yes, crisps. We call them nibbles in the Midwest. Michelle, have you ever nibbled on anything?
I have not had that pleasure, madame.
Well, you bring me those crisps and I'll give you a lesson. Over and out. Wow. Ooh, you're looking younger and younger. Every day, kid. Come on in here, Alexander's right kind man. Come on in here, come on in here. It's the best friend in the land.
Will you keep it down?
Shut up, who asked you? In the land of Honeyland.
Sir, what is it? Will you tell that ridiculous woman in there to keep it down?
Ridiculous woman, I heard that.
But let's see, the lady must sing a little song.
It's the middle of the night. Now you listen here. If I want to sing and enjoy myself, you pipe down.
Get out of here!
You mind your business.
You're crazy!
What are you in the mafia? You a thug? Huh? Michelle, I think he's dangerous. Michelle, he's got a gun! Oh my God, he's got a gun!
It is not against the law, madame.
Get out this instant!
You're crazy.
Get out!
Crazy!
Get out!
Trust in Carolina. Some dance, some pranks.
I hope this one doesn't bother you. Make me real un-American.
My love will be a long night.
She will ruin me. It's all over.
It's a
Someone should shoot her and put her out of her misery.
Give that number with a trust dance. Surely cover sometime. You'll dance it.
To Belgrade Station. Orient Express to Belgrade Station. Emergency call number 867. Alert, code blue. This is important. Do you read me? Hello? Hello? Are you there, Belgrade? We read you, Express. May I continue? We've just left Sofia and the snow is getting heavier by the minute. I am getting concerned as we head into the mountains. Please prepare your rescue equipment in case of stoppage. Hello? Hello? Do you read me? Belgrade. Belgrade, can you hear me?
Oh, thank heavens, where have you been?
I got your note. What's the matter?
I'll tell you what the matter is. I'm terrified and we should not be doing this.
Now calm down.
I cannot calm down, James. We have to stop this.
Now that's just ridiculous.
That is the trouble with all of you military men. It's always a stiff upper lip no matter what's going on. You never show any real emotion.
Mary, we're doing nothing wrong. You've got to remember that.
I'll try. I will.
Better?
Yes, I think so.
You know, back at home in Scotland, there was a hill, and I would sit on it for hours, and I would watch trains go into the valley below. I used to imagine them going off to exotic locales. And I wanted to go on the one in the worst way.
But you didn't.
No. I suppose I knew it'd break my mother's heart.
You're such a good man.
And she's a good woman.
Do you know what the trouble with all this travelling we've been doing is? There's never really any privacy. I mean, it's quite maddening, don't you think?
Well, I don't see anyone around here, do you?
No, I don't suppose I do. Oh, James!
Be strong.
I'll try, I promise.
Hi, I hope I'm not interrupting.
Of course you're interrupting, you moron. Are you blind?
I'm sorry, I can go get a snack or...
Hold on, wait just a minute. What is happening?
No, look.
Oh, Christ, not
it's
now, no!
Do you want to go take a look on it, or...
What good of that do?
Let him go, James.
Mary, what good?
Goodbye, Mr. McLean. We'll see you when you return.
I'll be right back.
Mary, what did you do?
Miss Simon, what? What is it?
There's a man in my room. I'm sure of it.
Which way did he go?
That way. Just this second.
But,
I'm sure of
Madame,
it.
this is where I'm coming from, and I saw no one.
Oh, maybe he ducked into one of the compartments or something. I don't know. I tell you, I was just laying there dead to the world, and I see this man leaping out of my room, and he has a uniform on.
But where would he come from?
How should I know? I mean, I'm laying here, and they just appeared and left like a phantom.
But how is this possible?
How should I know?
Perhaps you were dreaming.
Dreaming? I know when I'm dreaming. My mouth gets dry. Does my mouth look dry to you?
And your door was locked?
Of course it's locked, but you people have keys, don't you? Don't you own the company?
No, Madame, I run the company, and I will look into this.
Oh, will you hurry up? I don't feel safe. Get to it.
She's keeping you busy on Mrs. Abbott.
You have no idea. She insists that there was a man inside her compartment.
Michel, perhaps?
Impossible. He is helping my engineer at the moment.
But don't. We are not moving.
You are telling me.
A snowdrift?
We are stuck until the men are sent from Belgrade to dig us out.
Oh, no.
I am sorry, my friend, but I promise you will be completely comfortable for as long as it takes.
Book! Have you found him?
Not yet, Madame.
Well, you keep looking.
I hope that you get enough sleep tonight, because that would make one of us.
And hurry up about it.
I wonder.
Greta, slow down, it is I.
Good morning, Princess.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Excuse me. Mr. Ratchet? Hello? Mr. Ratchet? Hello, are you there?
Is something wrong?
Mr. Ratchet's not answering the door, and it's locked.
Monsieur Ratchet, are you all right?
Is that a pesky, perhaps?
Of course.
I hope he is not being ill.
You must force the door!
The chain will break and need repairing.
Hello?
Quickly, do you not feel the air from the room? It is freezing! Quickly!
I do not like this at all. Ah! Oh dear God! Oh dear God, it's awful!
Miss Ratchet,
No, I cannot look.
do you see his chest?
Oh, it is audible.
I cannot believe it.
No, do not touch! Not a speck!
It is human life that is wrong.
Calm down, Greta.
Princess, would you be so kind as to escort Miss Olsen back to her room, please?
Yes, come along, dear.
Holy cow.
It is incredible for such a thing to happen on my train. What are you doing?
I'm examining the wounds. There appear to be 8 stab wounds to the chest. Mr. McQueen, when did you see him last?
Me? I don't know anything. He was perfectly fine last night when I sat out his wine.
You are a secretary. Do you know about him?
I don't really know that much. He never really spoke about himself. I think he was trying to run away from something. That's just a guess.
Why was that, do you think?
I'm pretty sure he's trying to run away from America. I think he accomplished it until a few days ago.
And then?
And then he started getting some threatening letters. They're in my room. Do you want to see them?
Yes, go quickly. And please ask the Countess to join me here.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it is incredible for such a thing like this to happen on my train. Oh, it is freezing in here.
You have observed the window?
Oui, it is open.
And what do you see outside?
Nothing.
Exactly. No footprints, no marks in the snow, which means that no one entered or left through the window.
Then why is it open?
I assume to mislead the police when they arrive.
The police?
Of course the police. It is a murder.
The Yugoslavian police department? Oh, no. We don't want that. We do not want them. You must solve the case and tell them who did it.
I have interfered too much already.
But my company is at stake.
But one of me.
Just think what a Yugoslavian police inquiry would do to my business. People would say, oh no, I cannot travel on the Orient Express. I could be murdered in my bed. I would lose my clients and my sales would drop.
But I am due in London in 3 days' time.
Then solve it in 2. I have seen you work. You look, you listen, you pester. You make yourself a thorn in the backside until suddenly, poof, just like that, the case is solved.
The police will be angry.
The Yugoslavian police department? They are like the Three Stooges from the movie house. They poke each other's eyeballs by accident. They would be thrilled not to have to do any work. If you solve this case for them, they would build a statue of you in the center of the creep.
I will need a plan of the coach.
Done.
And the tickets and passports of everyone on board.
Done.
Excuse me, but you have asked to see me? Oh, sweet heavens.
Countess, I apologize, but I understand that you are trained as a physician, so I thought perhaps you could help me with the body.
I'm happy to help.
It is not a very pleasant sight, I'm afraid.
I have seen worse, believe me. I volunteered in the war.
Oh my God, the left side of his face is slightly red. Do you see it?
I do. It has been slapped.
How do you know?
Because I slapped it. I count 8 separate wounds.
That was my count also. Can you estimate the time of death?
I would estimate that the time of death is between 8 and 10 hours ago, which would put the time of death between midnight and 2 o'clock.
I'm in a call.
It appears the killer was wild, in a frenzy of some sort.
Oh my God, look at this. Of the 8 stab wounds, 5 appear strong and 3 are mere scratches. And see, they appear to come from different directions. Do you see? I need a pencil.
Oh, here.
Oh, well. And we take the pencil and we place it at the entry point of the wound and push it gently.
Oh, is this necessary?
Perhaps the men changed hands during the stabbing.
Or there were 2 assailants, one left-handed, one right-handed.
One strong and one weak.
It is not impossible. But now another question presents itself. Why did Mr. Ratchet not fight back when all the while he had this gun under his shoes?
Oh, la la.
Lord, may I see it?
How did he find it?
He showed it to me yesterday, so I knew it was here somewhere.
It is an automatic, and I do believe it is loaded.
Attention!
There is a safety switch. It is not on.
S'il vous plaît, mon ami, have you not heard of the fatal accident? Oh, Mama. I have a very good nose. Smells a glass of wine.
It smells of almonds. He was clearly drugged, which is why
He did not fight back? Oh, Papa, what is this in your pocket?
Voila. A pocket watch. And the face is smashed.
It stopped at 1:15.
Aha, at last we have something, yes, the Countess said between midnight and 2. So there it is. It could not be any clearer. 1:15 was the time of death. It is obvious.
It is possible.
What do you mean it is possible? What is wrong with that?
I do not know yet what is right and what is wrong because I am still investigating. Here is a pipe cleaner, and here is a match, and here is a match of a different shape and size. There are dozens of clues, and it makes me suspicious.
Oh, and look at this on the floor.
It is a lady's handkerchief with the letter H on it.
Yet another clue. And who is H, huh? As in Hamlet?
That is the question. There is Mrs. Hubbard, and I believe her first name is Helen.
And the princess?
Her name is Natalia Dragomorph. There is Mary Debenham, James Aronat, Hector McQueen, and Greta Olson, and I, Constantine Book. And something like this has never happened in the history of my company, and I want you to solve this immediately.
You're upset.
I am very upset. A man has just been murdered on my train.
It will be all right.
I hope so. I will smoke a cigarette.
That is a good idea.
Oh, look at this ashtray. My people are laying down on the job.
Will you stop? Do you not see it? There's a piece of paper that has been burned. Perhaps to hide its contents. There appears to be something written on it. What I need right now is a lady's hat box. Countess, do you keep such a thing?
Of course.
I greatly admire that creature, Book. Did you see? She did not ask me a single question. I asked her for a hat box, she gets me a hat box. I ask her for help with the body, she rolls up her sleeves. Suddenly, I desire to be young again. Wait right here. I will be right back. I am gaining a spirit lamp. I use it to heat the wax for my mustache.
But why do you need a spirit lamp?
Because this time I'm using science to catch the guilty party. Usually it is psychology, the mind of the killer. But not with these clues.
Why not?
Because I do not trust them. The handkerchief. Did a woman drop it, or did a man put it there and say I will make it look like a woman's crime? The same with the pipe cleaner, right? I will make it look like a man has done it. And so it goes with the open window, the gun, the match, the wine. There are dozens of clues and I am unhappy.
Your hat box, monsieur.
You see, madame.
Je vous en prie.
If I ask you to leave your husband and run away with me to Monte Carlo, what would you say?
I would say, give me 5 minutes. I need to pack.
I will get back with you. In the meantime, please hold this. Excellent. Now, I believe that this paper is the remains of a note, perhaps a threat that was burned to conceal the information it contained. Now, I want us to watch very closely, for I believe that some letters will appear, but only briefly, as the flame is striking them, and we must regard them where we can. Now, you place the piece of paper up to the flame like so. Ah, do you see?
Remember little Daisy Armstrong.
But what does it mean?
Because there was a case 3 years ago in America.
4.
A little girl was murdered. It was in all the papers.
It was a case most horrible.
Horrible.
A little girl by the name of Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped from her home in Long Island, New York. The ransom was set at $200,000 and it was paid.
But little Daisy was not returned to her parents.
3 days later, they found the little girl, dead, murdered in the woods not far from her home. The police caught the man who did it, but he had ties to organized crime, so they got him off by changing the evidence. He would have been hanged if he had been found by the public, but he gave him the slip and disappeared.
But what has this got to do with Ratchet?
I think we can guess this, no?
Of course.
Mr. McQueen said that Ratchet was fleeing from something in America and he would have gotten away, but the letters began arriving.
Then you think...
That Samuel Ratchet's real name was Bruno Cassetti, the man who murdered little Daisy Armstrong.
Oh, sweet heavens.
Mr. Poirot, I found the letters.
Bon, merci. And so it begins, Book. Gather the passports of everyone in the carriage, then bring to me the Princess and Miss Olsen, then Mr. McQueen, then Mrs. Hubbard. Now, vite, vite! Before the trail is cold. It's very clear that someone on this train committed the murder. And I will find out who it is, I promise you!
Of course. She's still alive.
Oh, thank God.
Mary,
What's happened?
you've been shot for God's sake.
I need my medical bag.
I'll get it.
Quickly, compartment 12.
Okay.
Michelle, you must search the train.
Oui, monsieur.
I'll go with him.
Me as well.
Wait, do you have a gun?
There is one in the porter's box for emergencies.
Take it with you. This is not a game.
Yes, sir.
Come quickly!
Can you sit upright?
Oh, there is a lot of blood. I do not like blood.
No one likes blood.
Thank you. It's only your arm.
Yes.
You have not been hurt anywhere else.
No.
No, do not be alarmed. I'm merely going to remove the sleeve of your blouse so that way I can have a better look.
Oh, I cannot watch.
You are remarkably fortunate, Miss Debenham. 2 inches to the left and it would have been fatal.
Oh, thank God for small miracles.
No, we heard of it. It is, how do you say in English? The old...
Iodine.
Iodine.
I can't go in yet.
It's okay, James. It's alright.
Countess, do you mind if I ask Miss Debenham a question?
Of course. You are strong enough.
I think so.
It is very simple, mademoiselle. Who shot you?
Well, I'm not really sure. I suppose he was...
What?
Tell us! Well, he was in a uniform, but I could have imagined that.
Can you tell us what happened?
I think so. I woke up feeling disoriented as though I'd been drugged, and I had a headache, so I went over to my bag to get some aspirin, and I stumbled into the hallway and saw that Mrs. Hubbard's door was ajar. And I know that I shouldn't have, but I went in. I'm very, very sorry.
It's all right.
Go on.
And this time my head was splitting open, and I went to her makeup bag, and there it was, the knife, and it was covered in blood.
A knife? In my bag?
Yes.
Where is it?
Holy cow.
But I was frightened, and I just left it there.
I'll go get it.
Stop! You will not go get it. I will retrieve it when I am good and ready. Miss Debenham, please continue.
Well, this doesn't prove there was a man in my room last night, and I don't...
Mrs. Hubbard!
Sorry. You talk too much. I beg your pardon.
Miss Debenham.
So I was so frightened, and I must have stumbled into Ratchet's room, and there was so much blood, and a man with a gun, and that is all I can remember.
It's all right.
Are you sure it was a man?
Well, I think so. I mean, I'm not quite sure.
He must have been hiding behind the door waiting to escape.
And if I would have went in, blam! No more show teams in the shower.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Mrs. Hubbard, can you tell me where you keep your makeup bag?
On the floor, under the table. You know, these compartments were any bigger, I wouldn't have to leave it on the floor like some high school drama kid in a Rudolph Fremley operetta living out of some hold all. Holy cow!
My goodness!
Look!
Whoa! Do not touch. I must examine it for fingerprints. In the meantime, will you all please leave and do not touch anything as you go. I will be in the dining car in a moment, and I would like to speak with Miss Debenham.
Now see here.
If she is able. Then Mrs. Hubbard and the Princess and Miss Olsen again.
Me?
Countess, would you be so kind as to escort Miss Debenham back to her room, please?
Of course. You are strong enough.
I am much better, thank you.
Now I see no reason to cause Miss Debenham any more stress than she already has. And I suggest that you don't either.
I will bear that in mind.
I hope you are able to solve these quickly. I'm not afraid to die, but I would rather not speed up the process.
And I intend to sue this company on the grounds of sheer anxiety.
Bien, madame. You are not the only one who is anxious at the moment.
There is no one, I tell you, not a single person on this train that should not be here.
You're positive.
Entirely. We have gone too far and our lives are in danger.
It is like a magic trick.
It is incredible. I told Michel to go on searching and maybe he'll find something.
Do not think so.
And then where did he go, this man who is dressed like a conductor?
I have no idea! That is the problem. Every time I find a piece of the puzzle, there is a suspect who has an alibi. Colonel Arbuthnot. He could have a grudge against Cassetti from a business deal. But Mr. McQueen gives them an alibi from 12 to 2. They are chattering in the observation deck. Ah, I see. What about Miss Olsen? She is strange. She is not all quite there. But she swears that she and Miss Debenham are up all night chattering in the room that they are sharing. And so it goes with Mrs. Hubbard and the princess, and now Miss Debenham is shot, and I am not the suspect.
I have brought Mrs. Debenham as you asked. Now, what would you like with her?
I merely need to ask her some questions. Colonel, you may go.
I beg your pardon.
You are not needed for this.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm staying right here with you.
And I am sorry also because you are not.
Listen here, you wee little Frenchman.
He is Belgium.
I don't care if he's the man on the moon. I'm not leaving her.
James, it can't take very long.
She is right. I need a mere 10 minutes.
I don't like it. Do you understand me? Put that in your meerschaum pipe and smoke it!
That is Sherlock Holmes.
Go to hell!
Oh, please sit down. There is much pain.
It's only small, that's all.
You are very brave. Let us be grateful that it is not worse.
Thank the Lord.
Now, Miss Debenham, in the hotel yesterday, I overheard you say to the colonel that you are terrified that you might miss the train. Can you tell me why it was so important to you?
It's nothing. I just didn't want to be late, that's all.
Yes, but you see, you said you wanted to get it over with, get it all behind you. Or get what behind you? You seemed quite agitated.
I think you're really into this. I'm just extremely punctual, that's all.
Ah, I see. Pardon, it is my profession. Sometimes I'm too imaginative. And you and the colonel are close, I take it.
Well, we just met a few days ago. I suppose we hit it all.
And I assume you know the dead man was Bruno Cassetti?
I heard.
And what do you know of the kidnapper?
Not much. I've never been to the States.
See. And what's it that brought you to Istanbul?
I lived with a family for a year. I'm a governess.
And can you tell me your whereabouts last night between midnight and 2 o'clock?
I was with Miss Olsen in our room and we were chatting. And you know, she likes to chat a lot, especially when she gets anxious. And to stop a bit.
I see.
May I go?
You may. Oh, one more thing. Would you please write your signature for me, please?
I suppose. It's a good thing I'm left-handed. I have trouble writing with my right at the moment.
Merci.
And please, get some rest. On behalf of the company, I'll have some champagne sent straight to your room.
Thank you so much.
And if there's ever anything you need, please let me know. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, could you imagine if she had actually died? We are so lucky she is such a lovely young woman.
She is more than lovely. She is a complete liar.
Miss Debenham?
She claims that she is not well acquainted with the colonel, but they are clearly intimate. To him, she says she wanted to get out of all of this, and now she pretends that these words mean nothing.
But she was shot.
In the arm.
It could have killed her.
I wonder.
Wonder what? Oh, no. You don't suspect her of committing Cassetti's murder.
It is not impossible.
But it is impossible. She is cool. She is methodical. She would not stab a man to death. She would sue him in court.
No, you're wrong if you think this is a crime of sudden passion. This is a long-haired crime, mon ami. I'll stake my career on it. Look at this.
The sleeve of her blouse. So what?
It was about to burn at the entry point.
Which means?
That the gun was very close to the arm when it went off.
So what? The man was 2 feet from her.
Pardon, Mrs. I have finished the search.
And?
Nothing. There's no sign of an intruder anywhere. If you like, I can show you.
No, that is quite all right. Now, would you be so kind as to remove your tunic for me, please? See that all of your buttons are intact, and moreover, the slide is old, so nothing is sewn on recently.
It does, but may I ask?
Mrs. Hubbard found this button in her room this morning.
It is not mine, monsieur.
So I see, but it matches yours exactly.
It does.
Michel, are there any other attendants on this train?
There's a ticket taker in second class. I've known him for years.
Is he large or small?
Quite large, I'm afraid. If you like, I can ask him to see you.
No, that is quite all right. Besides the passengers in this carriage, are there any other passengers on board?
There is hardly anyone at the moment. It is the off-season. There's a mother and child in the Belgrade carriage, and that is all.
I see. And besides you, is it possible that there is a second conductor on the train with a uniform like yours?
Oh, no, monsieur. There's no such thing. I had to earn this uniform with many years of service. However, well, frankly, I'm not sure that I trust her word, but Miss Olsen says she saw what she calls a second conductor in the train last night.
Miss Olsen?
Yes, she told me last night.
She did not tell us this morning.
She said he was wearing a uniform like mine, and that when she tried to speak to him, he did not respond. In fact...
What? Tell me quickly.
The princess says she also saw this man.
Ooh la la, ooh la la. Ooh la la.
What is it?
This is just the kind of clue that I have been waiting for. Wait right here. Michelle, come with me.
Where are you going?
I am going right back. 1 moment. Don't, 1 second, madame. Please, just wait right here.
I thought you wanted to speak to me.
I do. Just wait right here for 1 moment.
Well, that was exciting. As if we need any more excitement around here. Now you listen. I want my passport. Suppose another shooting happens again and I'm wandering around Yugoslavia without a passport. They'll shoot me down now and ask questions later. Oh, who are you? Oh, I'm Miss Helen Hubble from the Minneapolis Country Record Club. Blam! No more Mahjong for me.
You have been extremely patient, madame, and believe me, I am grateful. If there is ever anything I can do, please let me know.
Well, you remind me of one of my husbands.
Which one?
The next one.
No, please, put it back. It is my suitcase. You may not have it.
He must have a reason.
I have an excellent reason.
Please stop.
Monsieur Poirot! Really?
Miss Olsen, please, you must permit me to take a look into your suitcase.
But they are private things. They have my undergarments.
Monsieur Poirot!
Miss Olsen, we will not look at anything that will embarrass you. You have my promise. Wait, I have an idea. Princess, would you be so kind as to assist me for the moment?
I suppose.
Excellent. Now, Miss Olsen, Michelle tells me that you saw a second conductor on the train last night. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what did he look like?
He was small, like a woman.
That is correct. I saw him too.
Bon, that is perfect. It seems that virtually everyone on this train has seen the second conductor except for myself and Monsieur Book. So the question now is, where did he go? Is he still on the train? If he was still in uniform, we could spot him quickly. Therefore, at least one conclusion is that he has hidden his uniform and done so in the luggage of one of the passengers.
But why choose me? There are other suitcases. Try the other one front.
Princess, would you be so kind as to raise the lid and tell me what you see inside?
It's the uniform.
No, I'm not a murderer. I would never do such a thing, please.
Please, I am not accusing you of anything. You've done nothing wrong.
I've done nothing wrong, please.
Mr. Hope, do you see all the buttons in place?
No, there is one missing.
And there you go.
Oh, wait,
Surprised by this?
there is something more. Oh la la, mon Dieu, it is a passkey for the doors on the train.
And that's how he got into my room.
Now, Miss Olsen, tell me, when was the last time you looked in your suitcase?
Yesterday, just after we boarded.
So someone could have put it there this morning after you left the room.
Monsieur Poirot! I must insist that you stop bullying Miss Olsen in this manner. She is simply not up to it like the rest of us.
You're right. Forgive me. Now, if you will all be so kind as to escort Miss Olsen back to her room and take Mrs. Abbott with you, I would like to speak with the Countess for a moment, if you do not mind.
Why, yes, we mind. Every time something gets juicy around here, you kick us out again.
Would you please stop gossip mongering?
Me? You have your mouth open so wide I can count your teeth.
Well, what a pleasure to learn you know how to count, bird brain.
I'm a bird brain, you're a communist.
I am not communist. I am in exile.
From your husband, I'll bet he couldn't wait to get rid of you.
And who is the one with all the divorces?
My husbands were unfaithful.
And this surprises you?
Please, we are all a little worked up at the moment, so please, this way.
You seem troubled.
I am becoming more and more concerned.
That another crime will occur?
No. But I will solve this one. Countess, what is your maiden name?
Goldenberg, as you see in the passport.
Oui, but now you're using training.
My husband's name.
Of course, the Countess in training. And your first name is Elena?
That is correct. Am I a suspect?
I merely ask questions. That is my job.
I thought we were friends.
It is my greatest wish, but please indulge me. I found something strange as I was examining your passport, Elena. I found a gray spot at the beginning of your name, and the spot could easily hide another letter, such as H. Now, if you put an H at the beginning of your name, it becomes Helena, which is used by Shakespeare in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
That is true.
The type of name an actress might choose for her daughter.
I suppose so.
An actress such as Linda Arden, the grandmother of Daisy Armstrong.
I guess so.
And the name Linda Arden is itself a stage name. Surely the word Arden was Shakespeare's mother's maiden name, and also the name of his forest and his play entitled
As You Like It.
You know your Shakespeare well for a Hungarian.
I have studied Shakespeare since I was a child.
Yes, I know. I believe that your mother, Linda Arden, taught it to you. And that will make you the aunt of little Daisy Armstrong, the aunt who went to graduate school and got a degree in medicine, then moved to Europe and got married.
I do not know this woman, but I believe she still suffers from the loss of her niece and her sister.
Then there is no use hiding it. As soon as the train gets underway again, a simple telegram will give me a photograph of Daisy's aunt and it will all be over.
But I didn't kill him. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't even know who he was until you discovered it. But I realized that if you knew who I was, that I was Daisy's aunt, you would think that I killed him because he was a blackmailer and a swine and the murderer of a darling, sweet little girl who deserves to live.
Madame, really,
It's the truth, I swear. But I'll tell you this, if I had known who he was, that he was Bruno Cassetti, the man who stole two of the people that I love most in this world, I would have pushed the dagger through his chest myself. And believe me, no other wounds would have been necessary.
I am calling Zagreb Station. Can you hear me, Zagreb? This is Konstantin Buk of the Orient Express.
When you're hearing me, Mr. Book, you're loud and clear.
We remain in Zapolinsky Pass, in a snowdrift. Where are you?
We have been delayed, Monsieur, but should reach you presently. How can we see?
We are losing heat and light. The passengers are angry. We have a dead man rotting in compartment 2. How are things with you?
Well, I would like to know what the hell is going on.
He wrote me a note and said that you meet him here.
He wrote me the same thing.
I find this ridiculous.
Where's the little French man hiding? Is he playing mysterious again?
He wrote me a note and told me to meet him here.
He wrote me one also.
Well, he's obviously up to something, that little weasel. Getting on top of this.
Ready to get off this.
I need my passport back. You know this, right?
Hold on. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. I had to get my, how do you say, my ducks in a row.
Ducks? What ducks?
It is expression, Greta.
Oh,
I have an announcement to make. Ladies and gentlemen, I have gathered you here to reveal to you the identity of the killer of Samuel Ratchet, also known as Bruno Cassetti.
What?
I don't
kidding
believe it.
You know who did it?
I believe that I do. But first I must interrogate the last of your fellow passengers who has not yet answered any of my questions. Colonel Arbuthnot.
Me?
James?
Do you have a problem answering my questions, monsieur?
No, not at all.
Excellent. Now, over the course of your service to your country, did you ever know a man named Charles Armstrong?
No.
Have you heard of him?
Yes, we served in the same theater of action. We never met.
And have you ever heard of the Daisy Armstrong case?
Of course I have. Some brute murdered everyone for some money.
Are you aware that Colonel Armstrong was Daisy's father?
No, I did not.
Or that he took his own life after the tragedy?
Oh God, I'm sorry to hear that.
Colonel, in the hotel in Istanbul, I overheard you say to Miss Debenham that you wished that she was out of all of this. What did you mean?
I can't imagine.
Then she said that you should not be seen together until it was all over. Until what was all over?
I have no idea.
Are you aware that you're obstructing justice?
I know of no such thing.
And mademoiselle, can you tell me what you meant?
I just told you, I wanted to get on this train and get this all behind us.
I think you are lying.
Now see here.
I am still talking. Now tell me what you meant at the hotel. You wanted to get out of what? You wanted to get what behind you?
I'm married. All right. I'm going through a divorce because my wife wants to see another man. If we are seen socially together, the courts would have me and I would not get my divorce. So you're trying to keep the divorce behind us so we can move on socially. We're trying to do things private, but no thanks to you.
You've been doing a very poor job of it, I'm afraid.
Well, some of us have emotions, Poirot. I'm sure you'd sell your own mother so you can have one of your damned cases. And I don't think you really know what you're doing.
I know precisely what I'm doing. I'm investigating the murder of Bruno Cassetti.
But he deserves to die!
Aha! So you know who he is!
Well, yes, they told me.
Oh, but you did not know before they told you. And Colonel Armstrong was not your friend in the war. You did not save lives together as you fought with the Indian Army in the northern frontier. You did not swear fidelity and friendship with this man during your trial by fire together. And now you do not give him the respect he deserves for all the tragedy and loss that he had to endure before he took his own life?
Hot you will go how do you know that? What do you know about that? Your bloody loyalty!
James.
They've all been telling me lies, Nessapa. Everyone in this room has been telling me lie after lie. But make no mistake, I know who killed Bruno Cassetti. And I know precisely how it was accomplished.
We're waiting.
The facts of the case could not be more simple. At 5 o'clock last evening, this train left Istanbul on its way to Calais, with stops in between. At approximately 12:30 last night, it ran into a snowdrift and was forced to stop. And at 10 o'clock this morning, Mr. Cassetti's body was found with 8 stab wounds in the chest. These are the facts. C'est tout. C'est fini. However, these facts permit 2 possible solutions to the crime. Under the first solution, one of Cassetti's enemies boarded the train in Sofia and brought with him a wagon-lit uniform, which he later put on. Then, using a passkey to enter Cassetti's compartment, he stabbed the man 8 times and left through the door to Mrs. Hubbard's compartment.
That's what I've been saying.
Here, here.
Congratulations, you have solved the case.
Oh. I would not get too excited. You are not yet finished, are you, monsieur?
No, Princess, I have not yet finished. Let us propose a second solution, because 2 unexpected events made the first solution impossible. The first event was the snow, which forced the train to stop. It meant that the killer had a very big problem. Where could he go? He could not get off at the next station because there was no next station. So, unless the killer could fly, he must still be among us on this train. He must be one of you.
You said there were 2 unexpected events. We can't wait to hear the second one.
The second event was the discovery of the fragment of a letter that said, "Remember little Daisy Armstrong." And from this fragment, we know that the killer was not some random enemy of Mr. Cassetti, but someone who came to avenge the death of a 5-year-old child. Am I fair on this, Miss Debenham? What do you think?
I suppose.
Excellent. Now, with these facts in mind, the second solution took root, and little by little it has blossomed in all of its terrible ruthlessness. The first clue made itself known within an hour of my arrival in Istanbul, when I learned that not a single ticket was left on the first-class coach of the Orient Express.
It is never sold out this time of year. This is ridiculous.
And it was ridiculous. Why was this train so suddenly full? But thanks to Miss Book, I had a berth on the train, and soon on the platform I met an astonishing company of actors.
Monsieur Poirot, I look forward to hearing of all of your wonderful adventures.
Princess Agrippa, how lovely to see you.
This Greta Olsen, she is going to accompany me on my trip to Paris.
I am not married, except to God Almighty who lives in heaven.
Hungarian, French, Russian, Swedish. What were all of these people doing on the same train? Something was amiss. It was like looking at the painting by Pablo Picasso. Over here is an eye, on top of an ear, behind the nose, and nothing was normal. Consider the moment in the corridor last night.
Help! Help! Someone come quickly!
Mrs. Hubbard, what? What is it?
There's a man in my room. He just left, I'm sure of it.
Which way did he go?
How should I know?
And then came the murder itself. A businessman dies in a locked room in a torrent of almost unspeakable violence.
Dear God, it is awful!
Do you see his chest?
It is horrible!
I cannot believe it.
After that, the captain and I inspected the body, and we found not 1, not 2, but 8 stab wounds to the chest.
Perhaps the men changed hands during the stabbing.
Or there were 2 assailants, one left-handed, one right-handed.
In 1 week.
After that, I was offered a feast of clues. The open window, the watch. The watch. A real important clue. The broken watch.
It is stopped at 1:15.
Aha, at last we have the time of death. It is obvious.
But for me, the importance was not the time that the watch told, but the place it was found. In Mr. Cassetti's pajama pocket. An unlikely place to keep a watch, no? Tell me, do you keep a watch in your pajama pocket? You? Or you? Of course not. It would be uncomfortable, which led me to conclude that the watch had deliberately been placed there so that I would think that the time of death was 1:15, a time when everyone on the train had an alibi. But in fact, the time of death was not until after 2 o'clock, when absolutely no one has an alibi.
Mr. Poirot, we should not be subjected to such a performance in front of all of
Sit down, Mrs. Hubbard! As for the identity of the real killer, The second clue was found on the floor near the body. The handkerchief with the letter H in the fabric. And I now return it to its rightful owner, Princess Natalia Dragomarov.
I told you. My initials are N and D.
Yes, but in Russian, in the Cyrillic alphabet, the letter N is written like the letter H in English.
Thank you. I must have dropped it.
That brings us to the most puzzling occurrence of the entire case. As you may recall, I was speaking with Mrs. Hubbard and the Colonel when all of a sudden there was a scream and a gunshot. But this was no ordinary scream and gunshot, my friends. This was a fabrication so fantastic and elaborate that for a moment even I was confused.
Oh my God, it's Ed!
What happened?
Mary!
Within moments of seeing Miss Debenham on the floor, I knew it was a sham, a performance. How could a killer only merely graze the victim in the arm? And why would I find the powder burn at the entry point? Because she fired the bullet herself, then dropped the gun and fell to the floor. Nonsense.
You have to be crazy.
Exactly crazy. That, or committed totally to a course of action that meant everything to you. 4 people on this train were friends or family of Daisy Armstrong. Do you not find this incredible?
My father brought that case against a monster.
Her grandmother is my dearest friend.
Will he deserve to die?
I would imagine that she still suffers from the loss of her niece and her sister.
And if there were 4, would there not be 6 or 8? Would Miss Debenham not have been Daisy's governess at the time of the kidnapping?
I lived with the family for a year. I'm a governess.
And Greta Olsen has been a baby nurse for all these years. Is it possible that she was Daisy's nurse on Long Island?
I'm a missionary, and I work in Africa with little babies.
As for Michelle, it struck me from the beginning that a scheme like this could not be accomplished without someone on the inside. Perhaps a conductor who could come and go as he pleases. And then I remembered the maid Suzanne who took her own life was from Paris, like Michelle. And I wondered if this unfortunate girl was not Michelle's daughter who went to work in America. And it leaves one passenger who is not yet accounted for. It leaves Mrs. Abbott, who has certainly turned in the finest performance of the evening. It's not hard to see that she is an actress by trade. The grandmother of little Daisy Armstrong, the great Linda Arden, who has dazzled so many audiences during her distinguished career.
Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band.
Mrs. Abbott, I salute you and assume you masterminded this entire scheme.
Is that true?
I always wanted to be the director.
And so, in the end, the murder was committed. There were 8 stab wounds. Some strong, some weak, some left-handed, some right-handed. And there were 8 killers. You planned it together, you killed together. And in the name of justice, you played God together.
For that little girl.
This is for my daughter, you pig.
For the child!
For Daisy.
For little Daisy.
For my father.
For my darling Daisy.
For my grandchild.
So, my friends, what am I to do? It will not be long before the Yugoslavian police arrive, in which case I must tell them the truth, Nesipa.
The truth about the second conductor.
Anything else would be a complete injustice.
On the contrary, it is the only justice. If you commit a crime, you must pay the price.
But it was Cassetti who murdered that little girl.
And did that give you a right to kill him?
Of course it did! He murdered 5 people that night for some ransom money. He'd have done it before, and he'd done it again. I suggest you just turn around, walk away, leave us alone.
No, I cannot do that. I cannot do that, Colonel. I have never in my life turned my back on the law. Do you understand that the law must be obeyed or we become barbarians? It is 1934. Europe is changing and there will be chaos. There will be nothing left and we will have to start again. I cannot support this. I cannot agree to this.
Monsieur Poirot, he was a monster. Surely you know this.
I cannot just...
May a humble actress speak her piece?
Please do, my dear.
Monsieur Poirot, we are in your hands. And we acknowledge it. But would you have rather Bruno Cassetti gotten away scot-free? Is that the type of justice you're after? Look at it this way. You have a complete solution staring you in the face. You have the button, you have the uniform, you have 3 reliable witnesses who saw the man in the corridor, and certainly you're not calling all of us liars. Because if you did, there'd be months of trials. Everyone's lives would be damaged. Everyone would be forced to relive the most horrible moment in their life, more terrible than any human could have ever imagined. Is that the type of justice you want? Look inside. Look inside your heart and tell us what you want.
Put me to the test, madame. And I am greatly troubled. Monsieur Book, a friend, you are director of the Wagon Lit. What do you say?
In my honest opinion, the first solution you put forward is entirely correct. We have a deadly intruder disguised as a train conductor, and I think that is the solution you should offer as a police.
Hello, my friends. May you go with God. I pray that He gives you the strength you need to get on with your lives.
It's over. It's over. It's over.
The crews have arrived.
They are here at last.
Oh, praise the Lord!
Hello, thank you so much. Thanks, look, they're here.
I told you it'd end up in the end, didn't I? Now, Poirot, I want to tell you
Poirot?
Monsieur Poirot?
He's gone.
Gone where?
Monsieur Poirot!
And so, in the end, the case was over, and the passengers went their separate ways. I've learned since that time that Greta Olsen did in fact get to Africa. For the first time, as it turned out. And she did work for the children and saved many lives. The Colonel and Miss Debenham were married in a quiet ceremony in St. James Square. Mr. McQueen returned to his business, Michelle to his trains, and the princess left us for the great beyond. The Countess, alas, went back to her husband. Mr. Book and I have remained good friends, and Mrs. Abbott, the great Linda Arden, has since returned to the stage, in a musical entitled No No Nanette, in which I'm told she brings the audiences to their feet. In the meantime, I beg you to believe me when I say that I wish all of them well, and I hope that they prosper to the end of their days. But at night, in the darkness when I am all alone, I ask myself again and again if this was justice, if I did the right thing. And on many such nights, it is not until morning that I can close my eyes.